Sports Rewind Digital. I'm joined with Davo and BJ tonight, fellas. How are we?
Good, mate. Here for a
Living the
Tuesday
dream.
for once.
Yeah, beauty. Yeah, no, we've had a few weeks, I guess, not consistent, but we're back here for a few more weeks before Christmas, and we'll see what happens. Davo, cricket, mate. I just talking to you about your adventures of your own on the cricket field. Tell us a little bit about your weekend, mate.
Yeah, well, so of course, it started Friday night, daughter's game. So they put up a fight but sort of lost. Then Saturday morning, she comes out playing the other top ranked team. So they needed 9 runs from 6 overs with 3 wickets in hand when she started her over. So first ball went for 2. So that batter then retired. Then a dot ball. Then she took a wicket, caught behind. So then the retired batter came in. She smashed the first ball at one of the other fielders who just threw their hands up, caught it. So 2 in a row. And then come up for the last ball and got a batter plum LB. So she got a hat trick. No
Yeah,
bias
good
from
that.
the umpire. I had to give it. Like, it was plum. It's sort of like, quite often you give a warning sort of at that stage, but that was so plum and on a hat trick. It's like, nah, I've got to give it. Yeah, gave the
See ya.
crooked finger. So, yeah, the little
Trigger
smart
finger.
aleck,
How good's that?
took a hat trick to win the
That's
game.
awesome. That's so good. Mate, I don't know, Randall, have you ever taken a hat trick?
No, I've been involved in one. Batting.
I was the first and third out in one.
I struggled to take 3 wickets, let alone 3 and 3 balls.
How good. Another milestone ticked off, Davo.
Yeah, and
The
then she
girls are
backed
killing
up.
it, mate.
Played,
What about you, though?
first grade. Yeah, we come up against a bit of a ringer in our game. So we scored 174 from our 40. So we thought that's pretty competitive. We had them 8 for 88 at drinks, so 20 overs. So we're like, yeah, we're looking good here. They scored the runs in the 27th over. One batter, he was 106 not out with 8 fours and 10 sixes.
That's awesome.
So
It's not, but it is. Like, was he
so we had
cramping
him
up
9
in the middle
down.
of the wicket?
No, he was just, we'd set fielders, so he'd turn around and go, no, I'm not going to hit there anymore, I'm going somewhere else. And it's like, that's not a lower grade cricketer that does that.
No.
And he kept the strike because we had him 9 down, but the number 11 was 0 from 3 balls, and the other guy scored 40 for like the last pair.
Yeah.
So
pretty average.
Very average.
Sutho, how are you, mate? Good to have you on, champion. Randall, what about you, mate? Bit of sport over the weekend with the kids and
just the usual, mate. Yeah, the boys were down the coast playing again. So yeah, that was our Sunday. But yeah, other than that, mate, we're sport free. Just get to view only, which is pretty good.
Oh, it's good stuff. Yeah, my girls are we head down to Melbourne on Thursday, so heading down to Melbourne for 4 or 5 days, so that'll be good.
Nice.
Kids
What's that, Nationals or something?
Yeah,
okay.
Nationals. So they're at the exhibition centre there, right near the casino. So should be good. Should be good. I think we're staying about 2 blocks away, which is even better. So plenty of food.
All on the 6, mate.
Black 6, you reckon? Oh, mate, don't know about that, but yeah. Speaking of Black 6, I don't know if you've seen this guy before, Randall. Big Daddy Burger Muncher. He's
Burger Muncher.
Oh, MLB The Show. He's carving it up, mate. He's ready to play you whenever you want. So just keep your eye out. The old Burger Muncher, he's going all right. So
yeah, he's got nothing.
He's got nothing on.
Like.
He's massive. He's got a big gut too. So
perfect.
All right, we're going to jump into a few tidbits. What else have we got? We got ABL. The ABL's back, and Funky Phil was causing a ruckus up there in down there in Sydney, and also plenty of MLB transactions, World Cup cricket, NFL, Formula One, NBA's on, NBL, NHL. There's a million things going on, and I'm gonna see if we can get it in 45 minutes, fellas. All right. That's
Well,
the
I haven't
goal.
watched much of anything, so probably will get it done.
Nah, we'll be fine. Davo, mate, we're going to start you off with some tidbits. Randall, he's locked out of his Facebook, so we'd wonder why he hasn't messaged us for the last couple of days. That's why. So he's got no tidbits, so he's going to share one of mine, but we'll kick it off with you, Davo.
Yeah, so an interesting fact. So in 1963, baseball pitcher Gaylord Perry remarked, "They'll put a man on the moon before I hit a home run." So on July 20, 1969, a few hours after Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon, Gaylord Perry hit his first and only home run. So
What a legend.
it's pretty
What
fair.
a legend. What a Gaylord.
Yes.
Yeah. Very
But,
unfortunate name also.
For it to happen 6 years later, it's quite the story. Not a bad pitcher though.
He was. He was
Yeah.
a quality pitcher. Mate, number 2 is even better.
Yeah, so I had to double check this one, and it's true. So there is only one active player in MLB who has never been hit by a pitch in their career, and that is Akil Baddoo for Detroit Tigers, and he's had the minimum 500 plate appearances. So that's unheard of. And yeah, I double checked on that, and sure enough, no HPBs.
Wow.
Surely he's getting plunked first at bat next year, opening day.
He's probably hitting the leadoff spot too.
There's probably pitchers in the clubhouse drinking some beers right now in the off season going, he's going down.
Yep. We can change that.
Just get him one.
Everyone's looking at their schedule. Who we got first week? Have we got Detroit?
Yeah. I
Come
want to
on.
be the guy that knocks him out.
Get me a start on opening day. Come on.
That's a mad stat, though. You think like for 500 plate appearances to not get hit, it's not a bad effort.
Yeah.
Although in saying that, with the control of some of these pitches, really, blokes probably shouldn't be getting hit.
Might strike out a lot.
Yeah, that's it. Maybe he just stands really far off the plate.
Mm.
Well, have you heard of him before this tonight?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, he's been floating around a couple of years.
Yeah.
So.
Fair enough. But
He sort of
busted.
He gets a start for Detroit, so he'd be a fringe player for someone else. But being Detroit, he gets a start. Pretty quick outfielder. He's an outfielder. Yeah.
Yep.
So, he's like another. What was the clown from the Reds who's really fast but just can't get on base?
Tyler O'Neill.
No, it was before him. It'll come to me in about half hour. Joy of old timers.
Fair enough, mate. We'll just be still on by then. So if it comes to you, let us know.
Yeah.
My first tidbit. Let's talk about Tim Lincecum. 10-year MLB career, 110 and 89, 3.7 ERA, 1,736 Ks, 4-time All-Star, 3-time World Series champion, 2-time NL Cy Young, NL strikeout leader 3 times, and pitched 2 no-hitters. Love the bloke. What a legend.
Short but great career.
And he just disappeared, didn't he?
Yeah.
He just fell off the face of the earth.
He's probably on a boat somewhere now, drinking tinnies or something. Randall, you can have my second tidbit as soon as you don't have any.
Sounds good.
Good luck reading it.
Brock Purdy just become the first 49er with a perfect quarterback rating in a full game since Joe Montana and Steve Young each did it back in 1989. Wow, there you go. Perfect rating.
I did send you a message, Randall, that you didn't answer on Facebook because you locked out. But what do you know what the story is behind the perfect rating? Because he had three incomplete passes, basically. So I'm trying to find out what the actual rating is. So if you know what it is, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
G'day, mate. How are you going? Good to see you. I hope your baseball's going well, champion. But yeah, I'm not
Basketball, mate.
100% sure on what it is, but yeah, what a quality game he had though. And 2 weeks ago they were basically saying he's done, get rid of him, blah blah blah. He had that concussion and had some issues with the concussion. It was just horrible, and he's come out absolutely silent for everybody this week. So
That's good, isn't it?
it is good. All right, that's our tidbits.
Billy Hamilton was the guy I was trying to think of.
Oh, Billy
Yeah.
Hamilton. Yeah, okay.
So Badu is a lot like Billy Hamilton. Quick as, not a bad glove, just can't steal first base unless you're a Savannah Banana.
That's right. He'd probably go around in a Bananas uniform. Speaking of the Bananas and old Funky Phil, mate, he's back out there at Blue Sox Stadium last weekend throwing water bombs. And, I've seen some comments in some of the Blue Sox pages about 18 degrees and getting hit with water bombs, and they didn't like it. Who cares? How good is he? He's out there with a million kids throwing hats and balls and all sorts of stuff out for the kids to take home and making the game a bit more enjoyable. So
when was it 18 degrees last weekend? What was it, like 3 a.m. or something?
Thursday, I think it was.
Right.
On the Thursday game, it wasn't hot, but anyway.
I don't remember that.
Nah. Oh, well, ABL's...
Blacktown's always hot, even during winter.
You'd think so. Yeah.
God forbid he brings a bit of atmosphere to the game.
Yeah, he does indeed. It's good to see. Well, the ABL's back on, as we know. Baseball Plus app has most of your ABL action. I think it was Perth and Melbourne were on YouTube Live. They weren't on the app for some reason. Not sure if they didn't have camera crews down there or what that might have been, but you can still watch their game on YouTube. So it's pretty good. Seen a fair bit of ABL over the weekend. I know, Davo, you didn't get much in. Do you get any in, Randall? Or
not ABL, mate. No, I was cricketing.
Yep. Nah, fair. Well, a couple of highlights from the first day. Oh, Mr. Wells, I think he had 11 Ks opening day. No runs off him. And Timmy Atho for the Blue Sox had an outstanding first outing. He walked the first batter. I thought, oh, here we go. He looked a bit shaky. I know he always plays with his jersey and things like this, but it was going overtime. I thought he was not comfortable in what he was wearing, sort of thing, and he just took it away. 6 innings, 2 hits, 7 strikeouts, no runs. Both of those blokes threw absolute gems, and it continued on over the weekend. I think Adelaide won 3 games, and so did Blue Sox. So good to see. Now a few of our local fellas, Cambo, a few hard hit balls without a luck. Not much luck on the first 3 games. I'm not sure how he went game 4, but he hit the ball pretty hard. Speaking of hitting the ball pretty hard, there's a home run tally already. Darryl George killing it with 2. So good to see the...
not a bad start from 4 games.
Absolutely. So, yeah, the ABL's definitely back in action, and it's great to see. Some of the imports are pretty impressive. I know for the Blue Sox, they had a couple of decent signings, so good to see that. But let's have a quick look at the batting leaders after week 1. I know it's week 1, but let's I'll pull these up here.
It's good to
Yeah,
see they've got that app going so that you can watch all the games. So hopefully that should garner some interest and for across the league.
absolutely. All the games are free, and they also had the Aussie games in the Asian Cup as well.
Mm.
So I'll just highlight the averages there. You can see that, all right, fellas. Yep.
Yep.
So just down there on the right hand side, the averages. There's a few, with 6 hits. So Perth Heat and Melbourne Aces players with 6 hits. So that's pretty cool to see. Also Adelaide Giants there. But yeah, go and check out the stats, the ABL, and it's back and it's happening. So great to see. Let's talk about some MLB transactions. Do you have any of you seen any of those, Randall, or you've been locked out of everything, mate?
I'm locked out, mate. I've seen nothing. That's normally where I like to see stuff, and on the socials, I'm seeing nothing.
If you head over to MLB on Facts, they got heaps of news for you to catch up on.
I'll go check it out.
There's a couple. Let's have a quick look of some of the big signings.
Well, Lance Lynn went to St. Louis for a year.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's a
did
big
that
one.
To give up plenty of home runs there.
Yeah, the Braves, Lopez signing for a 3 years contract. The other big one, Davo, that I was thinking of is Aaron Nola re-signed 7-year contract. Yeah. That's massive for them.
And Zach Britton retired.
Yeah.
So he was with your Orioles last there, Randall.
Yeah.
So
what about these two guys not getting any chicken tenders?
Yeah. Crazy, isn't it? They couldn't keep up with their meal allowance.
Terrible. So there's been plenty, but no big names as such.
Well, our mate's been posted. The Yamamoto Stakes, let them begin. He's been posted by a Japanese club. So, all the clubs, what have they got? 5 p.m. January 4, it expires. So they've got till the new year to sign him. Yep. Otherwise, he'll go back. I'm sure someone will. They're not going to let him go. Not the stats he's put up so far.
Jake Bowers went to the Brewers on a trade. There's not, as I said, there's no big names gone, but left-hand pitcher Braves, Aaron Bummer from Sox, and Sox got a whole heap of nufties.
Yeah, White Sox.
Yeah. Nothing else really that comes up, but I know qualifying offers, there's plenty of them being rejected. I think we talked about them a couple of weeks back, so we'll leave those.
And the first time the Hall of Fame ballot has come out too. So the few first timers on there, really, Beltray, he's probably a lock, I'd say. Yeah. The others probably not. Like you got Joe Mauer, like he put up good numbers for a couple of years, but not longevity. Chase Utley, David Wright, Bartolo Colon, Matt Holliday, Adrian Gonzalez, Jose Bautista, Jose Reyes, Victor Martinez, James Shields, and Brandon Phillips. So some all right names there, but really besides Beltray, I don't know if many will be in the conversation for Hall of Fame.
Yeah, there's a bunch of really good players, but like you say, are they Hall of Fame players?
Yeah.
Like Chase Utley, like he was a bloody good player, but is he a Hall of Famer?
That's right. They had good careers, but is it Hall of Fame worthy career?
Yeah. Jose Bautista, he had a good span there over a few years. He played some really good baseball for the Blue Jays, but I wouldn't think he's a Hall of Fame candidate.
No. Yeah. A bit like Bartolo. He had a few good years for Cleveland, bounced around, and
he's still bouncing around, mate. He's going to Dubai.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. So he was good, but not outstanding. So
Yeah, it's that's the problem too. If they just try to keep pumping all these people into the Hall of Fame every year, it at some point it gets diluted, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. The other baseball related thing I wanted to bring up is this. I just wondering where you guys think I should play.
Friday out.
Yeah.
Where I'm out. So this is the height of MLB players by position 2023. Even the catchers are 6 foot. 5'11" and a quarter at second base.
Boom, I'm in.
6'2", 6'2" and 3/4 pitches. Shortstops are 6.5. It's
I don't see
anyway.
any 4.7s on there anywhere. So it looks like you're picking splinters.
I'd probably say 4.6, Randall, but I'll take 4.7.
Oh, you're wearing platforms.
Mate, what about our mate Altuve? Like, where's he going to be in this? I know.
Yeah, what's he 5'8" or something, 5'7"?
So he's bringing that down a little bit. But
I even said in the chat, which you didn't see, Randall, that maybe he makes the list if he's standing on second base.
or
Even
two
then,
bases.
Yeah, even then he's
the
still not
mound,
right.
you'd have to stand on the mound, and but yeah,
That's how you qualified, Hudson. You just constantly stood on the mound at White Sox.
Yeah,
and the old Adelaide Street. The old Adelaide Street was quality.
The old, yes.
Yeah, that was a quality mound, that one. I haven't talked to you, Blake, since the World Cup cricket. Aussies are champions again. What a great series. I know we started off slow, but wow.
Yeah,
We ended slow. We ended slow too, mate. Do you know how hard that was to stay up and watch at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
It wasn't the most enthralling run chase. I don't think.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't a bad run chase. Don't get me wrong. But
just controlled.
Yeah.
And they proved us wrong. Like I'll put my hand up. I'll admit after the first, like the way we started, the team we took in, the way we started, I didn't hold up a lot of hope for us. Like in the few lead up games, and then the first 2 games were losses. I thought we could be looking at a first round sort of exit here, and they proved us wrong. Did good and brought home the trophy and outsmarted them.
Yeah.
Before
outsmarted for sure.
Before the game, if I was putting money on it, I wasn't putting money on Australia. I honestly didn't think they had a chance against India.
And the way Rowett started, like he was on fire to start. It's like, geez, what have we done here? We've chosen a field and he's going off like that. But you've got to give it to Cummins that he took photos of the pitch the day before so that he would have evidence that they couldn't alter it in any way overnight or the morning of the game. Because there was definite patches where the middle of the pitch looked like it had been watered more than the end of the pitches. So it was made for spin, but like they predicted, the dew at night sort of negated the spin, and it was a great call to bowl first.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and then they just used the slower ball really well, didn't they? That change of speed and got that ball to stick in the wicket, and it really brought some of those players undone. They were, you could see they were looking for the pace on, and when it didn't come, they were getting out.
And the change of bowlers too, like they would chop and change and not keep the one format. And Travie Head, what a catch! Catches win matches.
They do, especially when they're like that.
Yeah.
It was good to see Jadeja not get any wickets.
Yes.
That was pretty pleasing. He he had his tail between his legs pretty quick.
Yeah.
When he wasn't doing much with the ball, so it was good.
But it's disappointing that the Indian players couldn't stay out on the field during the ceremony. I thought that was a bit harsh. Like I can understand most of the crowd taking off. They're so fanatical over there that they thought, well, what's the point? But surely as players, they could have stuck around and
agreed there.
just seeing it. Like, yes, you hate losing; it's your first loss, and I know some Aussies have been upset that the team of the World Cup had 6 Indians in it. And that's probably fair enough too. They lost one match, and it was the most important match. But if you went over the whole World Cup, they were the best team.
Yep. They were.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody. I think maybe one game they were challenged a little bit, but like I don't think their bottom order batted at all until the final.
Yeah, and that's what cost them a little bit, because they didn't have time in the middle.
Yep.
That's what I guess that's the way it is though. Like, it's drawn to the final, and that's just how the tournament runs. But I agree, they were the dominant team throughout, but what Australia did, I guess, from that first week where we were pretty average, and then they just progressively got better, and I guess acclimatized to the conditions and just played to the wickets that they were handed. And great to see. Great to see them come back.
Outsmarted them.
Yeah, it was something good to see though throughout the whole tournament, that there were good quality wickets. They weren't just dust bowls, just waiting for spin. They actually had pitches that had good bounce and carry, and challenged the batsman, as well as there were a fair few roads, but but yeah, I don't know. It was just something different to see in India, where it's not a dust bowl.
The best wicket was for the semi-final, Australia-South Africa. There was a bit in it for the bowlers, and a 240 mark was a competitive total. It was the same for both teams, and made it good old-fashioned one-dayer. Because there's a few games there I was starting to get sick of. Oh, here we go. They've scored 400 or 380 or whatever. It's like, you turn off occasionally when you see those sort of things, because what chance do you have? You're going from ball one. If you don't go from ball one and score consistently, you're not in the game. Where if you have a wicket that's got a little bit in it, it's fair for both batters and bowlers.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we're bringing
what about
the trophy
local
home.
cricket from now on? What do we got? Aussies. The Aussie summer's obviously just about to start. Have we got any? There's women's on at the moment.
We stay over there for a couple of T20s.
Yeah.
And then we come home. We have Windies to start with, I think, and then Pakistan. Yeah, so we're playing Pakistan. I know for going to the Sydney Test, it's against Pakistan. But also, I think there might be 1 or 2 tests with the Windies. So the Big Bash starts December 4. WBBL still going at the moment.
Yeah,
they're sort of getting towards the pointy end. So lots of homegrown cricket coming up.
Awesome. Can't wait. Speaking of homegrown cricket, Sutho, if you're still on, mate, are you still playing for Edgy Travin, or what? What's going on there? Are you having a rollover, or do you know Randall? Is he playing for the Trav?
I don't know, mate. I don't think so.
Fair enough.
I honestly don't know. You think living next door, I would have talked to him, but I don't.
Nah. Probably.
I just saw the Chevy going onto a truck yesterday, actually, and didn't know what was going on there. But
Jesus,
I didn't ask him about that either,
though.
I can only communicate to him through the socials, and I'm locked out. So
no good. Maybe open up the window behind you there and just flash the light.
Flash the light. Tim Taylor. Be like Tim Taylor and his next door neighbour. All you see is from here up.
Wilson, wasn't it?
Wilson, yes.
Yeah.
Wilson, the neighbour.
Fair enough. He's too old, apparently. He's not playing. He's too old. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough.
Oh, shit. It's lower age, mate.
Yeah.
Mind you, I played in the Masters the other week, which is the over 40s, for a game on turf. And our Narara side, no Masters there. It's sort of like, I'm glad I wasn't facing them. They were still bowling with a bit of pace, good line and length. And it's like, I'm glad I'm not facing it. Where I knew the team we were playing was Brisbane Water, and most of them were lower graders that I know. And I thought, I'll only play because we're playing them.
Yeah, fair enough.
But our guys, they did proper warm-ups and all that. And I'm like, hang on a minute, this is Masters.
Yeah.
Nah, not like
No
baseball
point.
masters.
No port there, mate. There you go, Randall. The Chevy's getting tuned, mate. Fair enough. Must be wedding season and that coming on for the photos or something like that.
Could be.
Formals are on at the moment, so it could be that as well.
Yeah. Well, while we're talking about the Chevy and the motor racing, what about the Formula One over in Vegas? Pretty impressive to see. They also had a fair few issues though over there.
Yeah, race 1 I think got cancelled, didn't it?
Yeah, sewer plates or something were coming loose or something.
Manholes, yeah.
Yeah.
Manhole covers.
Ferrari come out with this one, and
Beautiful.
Yeah, no, it was great to see. I've got another photo here somewhere of it from overhead. Really, really good to see. If you can see that, Randall, you'd probably have to zoom in to see that one. But the strip and basically the racetrack right in the middle there. So
pretty cool.
Verstappen again come through with the goods, but without controversy, of course. I think he had a 5-second penalty and still won. Our Aussies, I think Oscar Piastri was in 10th or something like that, and Ricardo was 14th or somewhere way down there. So
be interesting to see the wrap up of it, because I know the locals weren't too happy with the whole thing, the way it was sort of being run, where they're trying to get every dollar out of it as they could. But be interesting to see at the end of the day, money spent on bringing it there, doing the track, doing everything they did, whether they've turned a profit or see what happens next year.
Yeah.
For somewhere that already attracts millions and millions and millions of people and big money, does it need it?
Yeah. I know F1 went around and tried to, anyone with a view of the track, tried to charge them a surcharge, for them to put onto the people staying there. But, I don't think it happened. I think they still
the walkways. Even the walkways, they tried to put a film over it. All the locals ripped all the film off. Then they've come up with like barrier fencing. They put a film back on and then barrier fencing within that, so people couldn't get to the film to rip it off. That's the lengths they were going to.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So though Verstappen is killing it, mate. He's absolutely smashing it. Way out in front. But yeah, bit interesting to see all the politics, and sort of reminds me of Newcastle and the supercar, the East Enders. If you're East Ender and tuning in, get a big fat one up here because the V8s are gone.
But it did look good though. Like as a fan watching on TV, it was a good spectacle at night, lit up well. So from a TV audience, I'm sure it was good. Like it looked good. So
for sure. Right, NFL. Do you want to run us through NFL, Randall, or
you can do it, mate? It's all good.
Right, 1 second. Pull it up. Yeah, well, you locked out of your internet as well, are you? Here we go. Did you watch much of this week's games? Did you see the first game, the Ravens and the Bengals?
Yeah, mate.
Where are we?
Oof. Yeah, I did watch I watched a little bit actually. So Joe Burrow. Gornsky.
He's gone, yeah.
So he's cooked. I think they're saying season
ender, yeah.
Yeah, so he said he fell in his wrist or something, and the next play he tried to throw the ball and just hurt. And they pulled him off, and he tried to throw a couple of balls on the sideline.
Hang on a minute, you pulled him off.
Pulled him off. Then he's trying to throw some balls.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Tough.
34-20.
Good result. What are you? I think he's a 1 game behind. Who is it? Steelers. Is it Steelers on your side? Yeah. Anyway, we'll get to that.
So they're at the front, mate. They're at the
Yeah.
front of the pack. Yeah, with 8-3. So
Okay.
the Cleveland Browns are 7-3, trailing behind them.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Lamar Jackson was a freak again. I don't know if you saw any of his stats, but yeah, he had big meters.
Fair enough. Cowboys 33 over the Panthers 10. The Steelers got done by the Browns 13-10. There was a rookie quarterback in for the Browns. Can't remember what his name was, but he did well.
Neville.
The Lions 31-26 over the Bears. They're 8-2, so they're still right up there.
Surprising seeing like the Browns and the Lions performing the way they are, and it's good to see.
It is good to see. The Chargers are still way back there, 4-6, 23-20 by the Packers. The Texans beat the Cards 21-16. The Jags are 7-3, 34-14 over the Titans. The Dolphins still kicking along here. They're 7-3, 20-13. The Giants beat Davo's Commanders 31-19. That must have been a very ordinary match.
Yeah, didn't see any of it. So the two ordinary teams.
Yeah. 49ers and Brock Purdy, 7-3, beat the Buccaneers 27-14. Brock Purdy was outstanding. I just hope he can put it together for the rest of the year for him. The Bills 32 over the Jets 6. Did you blokes see any of the highlights from this?
I watched this game actually.
Did you see the punch up after the game in the tunnel?
No.
Did any of that get shown on the highlights?
On the game, I didn't see that on the game.
Yeah, right. So apparently after the game, they share the same tunnel going back out wherever they played, where Buffalo, I guess, is it? And they walked through the same tunnel to get out. And apparently there was a massive brawl and punch up after the game. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, pretty interesting. So I don't know if there's going to be any suspensions or anything come out of that, but I guess time will tell with that one. But the Bills 32 flogged the Jets 6, and the Bills are still pretty average with their 6-5.
They weren't that good. They weren't that good either, though. Like I know that score says a blowout, but they weren't that good.
No, it took them a while, didn't it?
Yeah,
there's
like
talk.
It was
Rodgers might be back soon too.
Yeah, right. Okay. I hope so. I'm not a massive Jets fan, but I'd love to see him play again.
Yeah, a bit too late for their season, but if you can get back on the field to help them for the last few, well, get a few fans in.
Yes, the Sea Donkeys got done by the Rams 17-16. The Broncos 21 over the Vikings 20.
I did watch that game as well, and that was a bloody good game.
It was a good game. I've seen a little bit of it.
And I think the Broncos scored with like a minute to go in the game to get ahead, I think.
And the young rookie for the Vikings, I watched a little bit of it during my lunch break, and the young rookie for the Vikings, he went pretty good and copped a late hit, kept going, and I think old mate who did that hit's now copped 4 games.
Yeah,
because all the commentators were saying, geez, they missed that, the referees, like all the umpires and referees missed it. It should have been an easy flag and 15-yard penalty, roughing the passer, and but they got him afterwards, so he's done for 4 weeks.
Yeah, so they should have been up by more than just the 1 point too, but I think they went for the 2-point conversion, and I think the quarterback got sacked. So like, it wasn't a very good play.
Yeah,
but yeah, they were trying. I think they were trying to get up by that field goal, and they blew it.
Fair. Anyway, I'll just move on. I read the last one in my head, so I don't need to say it out loud. The Eagles beat 21-17.
Mate,
if
I make him catch the ball,
like
Mahomes has come out and said, I could have thrown it a bit shorter, but it was there to catch.
Yeah, it's really hard to watch. It's like they don't know the plays but anyway.
It's because instead of working on the playbook, they just sit around and sing and karaoke to Taylor Swift songs, mate.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe they could just practice catching balls. Like even if you throw stubbies at each other, Randall, like at least you're getting the hand-eye coordination of catching.
100%.
Well, the Eagles, the ones doing the singing, they brought out their Christmas album.
Yeah, I've seen that. Interesting.
So one of the songs even went number one. It was the Kelsey brothers, but Jordan Mailata sings on a lot of them, and the bastard's got a good voice.
He has. Imagine
You'll-
him around the campfire. There's a few Ravens fans here in the comments, Randall.
Must be related.
Yeah, I know one of them is, but I guess the other one is too, isn't he? So there you go. But yeah, NFL action coming up again. I always forget Monday morning, wake up and like bloody hell, I should have got up early again. But
Nothing like it, mate. Working from home on a Monday and sit there with 2 iPads going.
I was
in your
about to say
computer.
28 screens.
Yeah.
I'm actually got to put a green screen behind my phone when the boss rings because I'm up at Harrigan's.
Watching it on the big 9 meter screen.
Yeah. All right. What else have we got to talk about? NBL quickly. You blokes wouldn't have caught any of this, would you? Probably not.
So most of the weekend's taken up with local cricket, so it's like by the time sort of Sunday comes around, it's all housework or even more cricket. So really, yeah, don't get the chance to catch up on much sport, unfortunately.
Fair enough, and that's the way it should be, Davo. Plenty of action outside, playing the games we love. So Melbourne are on top. They're 12, played 12, 10 wins. Sydney are 7-4. Tasmania 7-5, so they played one more than Sydney. Perth are 7-5. Southeast Melbourne and Brisbane. Illawarra down there at the bottom, New Zealand. So that's it for that. See you later. NBL, I love watching it, but it's just while the NBA's on, it's really hard to watch, isn't it? I don't know. It's just that slower version. Great live. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to go to a Kings game again and watch it live. But NHL, Boston Bruins are killing it. Again, fellas, they're 13-1. Florida Panthers are 12-5. Toronto Maple Leafs are still doing all right. They're third on the Atlantic Eastern, 10-5. New York Rangers are 12-3. Philly Flyers are 10-7. On the Western Central, we got Dallas 12-4. Avalanche 11-6. Winnipeg Jets are 10-5 in the Pacific. Vegas Golden Knights are 13-4. The Canucks are 13-5. I never thought I'd see them right up the top there, as they are, but
that's good.
Great to see. So, sort of followed them since we're over there in Canada, and that's the only NHL game I've been to. So that's the team I follow. The WBBL, mate. Haven't we already talked about this?
Yeah, a little bit. So Sixers are playing tonight. So they're doing all right against Brisbane Heat. They need 67 off 48.
They'll lose again.
Yeah, probably. So if we go, where's the team? So Strikers are out in front. Played 12. They've got 9 wins. Then the Scorchers, Thunder are up there somehow. Must have had a lot of radiance. Then the Heat, the Hurricanes, Sixers are in 6th, and both Melbourne teams bringing up the rear. So it's surprising because Melbourne teams on paper aren't too bad, but I think Sydney's missing Alyssa Healy, but they're doing all right tonight. Perth are always up there. So as I say, yes, you've got Strikers. Well, the Strikers beat the Thunder today. So there's a few And yeah, Sydney's 2 for 111, chasing 176. Ash Gardner, Aaron Burns leading the way. So,
Yeah.
no, sorry, Sutho, mate. I'm a Sixers fan. You
Poor
and
old,
Randall, something else in common. You're both Thunder.
hey,
Thunder.
inaugural members, mate.
Thunder.
The Sydney
Fair
Thunder,
enough.
inaugural members. Got the keyring somewhere. No, poor old the Sixers. Your Sixers, Davo. They're sort of relying a lot on Elise Perry. She's sort of having to carry them with bat and ball a fair bit at the moment. So, yeah, it makes it pretty hard when you're relying on that one person.
And a bit Ash Gardner. Ash Gardner's having a bit of a down series as well. So those extra parts, when you think you've lost Healy, Ash Gardner and Perry aren't up to their usual standards, it's time for some of the younger ones to stand up, and they've been just a little bit inconsistent.
Yeah. And that for the Thunder, they've had I don't even know how to say a name, that Athapatha too.
Yeah, yep.
And
She's playing well.
She's been scoring a lot of runs. So now when you got someone like that that's really scoring big runs for your team, it makes it a lot easier, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does. Hey, did you see what I know I'm switching back to baseball. Ronald Acuna Jr. won the MVP, and he's playing in Venezuelan League or something. I think
Dominican League or
Dominican Republic League.
Something.
The game got delayed an hour so they could hear his name sort of get announced, and then he hit this mad bomb. His first or second at bat. So you know what? That shows you he loves the game. He doesn't have to play that. He's playing that because he loves the game. So good to see.
Yep.
It's really good. But
it'd be interesting to see how long before the team comes along and says, right, you need to have some downtime. We don't want to risk. He's going to be a multi MVP winner. We're pretty. When do they wrap him up in cotton wool in the off season?
Yeah. What do you fellas think? Deserve MVP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you have? 40 home runs, 70 plus stolen bases, 73 stolen bases. First person ever. His batting average was unreal. He just crushed the ball.
Yeah.
And can field and throw.
Yeah.
Definitely. It'd be like saying, does Shoei deserve it? You know what I mean?
He could have won it just on batting stats, and then you throw in the pitching as well.
Yeah.
But I did read an interesting article today. Scherzer, Max Scherzer's come out and said he has spoken with some of the top surgeons, and they seem to think there's been more arm injuries this year due to the pitch clock.
Yeah, that was interesting, wasn't it?
Mm.
So I reckon, they won't do anything about it for next year, but I reckon they should look at sort of what the figures are as injury-wise. But
what injuries are there in the minor leagues? The minor leagues have had it running now for how many? For what, 4 years or 5 years or something?
Yeah.
You don't
hear about them because they don't make it to the show because they're gone. They're injured,
Yeah, possibly.
So,
or is it just the old fellas that are, the old soldiers that are getting hurt? The ones that aren't used to it.
Younger guys have come up through the minors knowing they've got to pitch that way, where older blokes are reliant on it, or they're not used to it. But yeah, so I thought it was an interesting read, and just let's see what comes of it.
This guy, mate, he's got no injuries at all. Absolutely on fire, the Burger Muncher.
He'd be like Barry Bonds, mate. He'd never get injured.
I don't think he will.
His recovery was real good. Yeah, Savo, the reason they're saying the pitch clock is they haven't got the time to, in between pitches. They've only got their 20 seconds or whatever to pitch the ball between pitches. So it's sped it up, and they're having to pitch a lot quicker, and they're just saying
it's rushing them.
Yeah.
It was an interesting read, and I did find another article on it, Davo, and they even come back to the breathing rate, like the heart rate's higher, so that they're because they're not getting that little bit of rest or whatever it might be.
Mm.
So everything's elevated. Everything's elevated, so there's more chance of, risk of tearing muscles or, putting stuff out of alignment. So it is interesting. So
Another
Just like
baseball.
closing a door.
yeah. Good to go,
Another
mate.
baseball tidbit I heard today was John Smoltz is a possibility of making the PGA Tour.
Oh,
Wow.
really?
He's made it into the final rounds of some invitational event, and if he does well there, he might get his tour card for the US PGA Tour next year.
What's
It's
he going to do with
insane.
his commentary deal?
Well, we all know that all they did was play golf, him, Glavin, and Maddox. So
Yeah.
it's good to see he's doing well at it.
Yeah, it is good to see. How old would he be, Davo? He'd be 50, wouldn't he?
50s,
Yeah, probably around the 50 mark.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, fellas, let's leave it there for tonight. I'm pretty sure we'll be back next week. Probably have about 2 or 3 more goes before Christmas, and then we're going to have a little bit of a break over Chrissy and get some more sport out to you all. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and thanks for adding your 2 cents in the comments, making it heaps better, and plenty for us to talk about. So, all right, fellas, have a good weekend. Take it easy.
Catches.
Peace.